So Gross, we've come to Newport Street Gallery in South London to see this extraordinary exhibition of paintings by Damien Hirst. And the show comprises 10,000 unique individual works of art on paper that he made in 2016. But at the heart of the exhibition is the concept of a choice between keeping the work on paper, the physical object, or choosing an alternative replica of that painting as an NFT or non-fungible token.
It's a really interesting concept, isn't it? And we're at an interesting moment in time when it comes to paintings, NFTs, digital media.
NFTs will basically operate their own market online on the blockchain. And there's also a community that was established by Henny, the publisher, for the option was available to buy these works, discussing what the buyers would choose to acquire.
My understanding is that it came out 5-4 in favour of keeping the paintings.
Standing here in the gallery, we can get very close to these individual paintings. So these works that we can see physically are slated for destruction and will be burnt upstairs in the fireplaces. When I watched him doing it, I mean, he was typically the great showman and entertainer, shoveling the paintings into these fireplaces installed in the gallery. It was very smoky, incredibly hot. What was ostensibly the destruction of art, but of course we knew that these images survived in a digital format.
We have to think about the element of performance in an exhibition like this because Hirst, in front of the press, very dramatically burned these items in fires for everybody to see. We think about people like John Baldessari, who burned his work in the 1970s and actually put some of the ash into cookies, which he then displayed, so it's not new. And then maybe people like Michael Landy, who shredded all of his possessions in a very public forum in a shop from Oxford Street. So there's something, as Hirst says, uncomfortable about burning work, particularly your own work. It's interesting the way Hirst has chosen to handle this because they are unique. Each piece is unique with unique colours. It's a unique object. The paper is watermarked with an image of Hirst before he even starts. They are hand cut on the edges. The paint bleeds through in different ways on each piece. There are holograms. He's been very, very careful to make sure they can't be kind of sharped or mimicked. And you can also download all of these images from the gallery website. So he's talking very much about unique collectors and a kind of community.
Yeah, so there are about 6 features on each paper painting. Watermarked, there's a stamp, there's also a microdot with a portrait of him. They're individually numbered with their title, and this is also intriguing because he's fed in multiple song titles into kind of artificial intelligence, and the computer randomly then generates new original titles drawing on words that he himself or lyrics that he himself favors.
It's interesting because you get close, you think, oh, I'm going to learn what Damien Hirst listens to, what's on his playlist, but then you don't really get close because there's machine learning involved, as you said, so they end up being sort of fairly random words. So he's inviting a community to think about the idea of currency, virtual or real, the idea of trading, the idea of value, the ethics, I suppose, behind producing, collecting, keeping, trading, and destroying art.
Well, the clue is in the title of the show, The Currency. So he's thinking about the history of banknotes, which are effectively, they're not real money, they're just a kind of surrogate for value or worth. And so each painting becomes a kind of banknote effectively. You know, it stores value, although of course it's tradable, so the cost or the value of it rises depending upon interest in the market. It's raw kind of capitalist economics, isn't it?
This relies on belief. It relies on us all playing the game and being in the system and saying, okay, this piece of paper is worth this much money and we will use this system. So it's an act of trust and we have to behave to make that system work. But as Hirst says, there's nothing like money to get people's attention.
Raises so many different questions about the art market, about the nature of the artwork, going forward into the future. What are we going to buy? What are we going to be looking at? And what medium are artists going to use to make their art on?
Thank you for watching this film on Damien Hirst with Joshua and myself. Remember to look at our back catalogue, give us a thumbs up and do subscribe.